now, Prince Andrew is back on the front pages again this morning, following fresh allegations after the release of Virginia Giuffre's memoir today. Pressure is mounting on the royal family to find out what the palace knew and whether the stripping of his titles should actually be taken even further. Well, royal editor Russell Myers joins me now, and you're on your way to the Vatican, aren't you, with the King and the Queen, and they're going there. But, of course, this is still overshadowing that, I'd have to say. So just fill us in, really, on what pressure, really, there is on the royal family to be doing more around Prince Andrew.
Well, morning, Vanville. You're totally right. I mean, it's the fourth day of front-page headlines today, and more uncomfortable reading for the royal family and for Prince Andrew. And we saw the King yesterday at the Manchester Synagogue, the location of the recent terror attack. But Buckingham Palace said he wanted to concentrate very much on the victims of that heinous attack rather than this scandal taking place. But certainly the King and Prince William are facing an uphill battle because these headlines keep coming. So what can be done? Certainly Parliament being called, the Prime Minister and other ministers for action to strip Prince Andrew of his titles. Now, of course, he has stood back from them. He has relinquished them. But is he suffering enough, I think, in terms of the public mood? What we've seen Prince Andrew out and about yesterday, and Princess Beatrice visiting him at his Royal Lodge home, which incidentally, part of some new headlines today, that he hasn't paid any rent on it for the last 20 years as part of his agreement to pay a peppercorn rent and be responsible for the upkeep. So I think as long as these headlines keep continuing, then it's a big issue for the royal family. And of course, as we might have expected, Andrew is mentioned heavily in Virginia's pretty hefty book, actually. Well, indeed, 88 times over the course of 400 pages. It's released today, Nobody's Girl, worldwide. And we've got issues such as Prince Andrew being involved in sex exploits with Jeffrey Epstein. There are allegations that Andrew's team hired a team of internet trolls to besmirch her, to smear her character, as there were more allegations of his relationship with Epstein and Virginia Giuffre coming forward. And I think, you know, as long as there is this sort of drip of information, it makes it very, very difficult for Andrew and the royal family to take it on. I think the royal family certainly wanted to draw a line under this episode after Andrew relinquished his titles on Friday. But unfortunately, several days later, we're seeing anything but. Of course, he denies everything, doesn't he, legally speaking. All right, Russell, thank you so much. And I'm sure we'll catch up with you on your trip to the Vatican with the royal family too. Thank you. Thanks, Robbie. Well, the journalist and podcaster Emily Clarkson is here too, alongside broadcaster Nicola Thorp. Good morning to both of you. Good morning. You've got the book there, Nicola, and yes, I know you've been sort of trying to get through it and see what you make of it personally. But there is growing calls now, isn't there, for MPs to legally strip Andrew's title. Yeah, that's right. Starmer facing calls to change the law to formally strip those titles. He voluntarily gave up those titles. I think voluntarily he's doing a bit of heavy lifting there. Obviously, a lot of pressure from the palace for him to do that. Gave those up last week, but technically he will still hold on to them. I want to sort of say at the top of this that what is important here is what the victims have lost, not what Prince Andrew has lost, the victims involved in this entire Epstein case and scandal. Rachel Maskell, who's an independent MP for York, she said to Sky News that 88% of her constituents don't want the Duke to carry a title bearing the name of their city, obviously York. So there's a lot of public pressure to take that title from him. But again, it's talk of titles. Well, this could have happened 6 years ago, after the Newsnight interview. Could have happened after those photographs in Central Park. And yet the royal family, you know, the reporter there was saying that, is it time for the royal family just want to draw a line underneath this? They've had plenty of opportunities over the past 6 years to do that. Yeah, and there may be more to come. And as you say, Andrew is mentioned 88 times in Virginia Giuffre's book. Can you say what people have lost? I mean, she's lost her life. An awful lot, yeah. And she claims, amongst many other things in this book, that Prince Andrew thought that having sex with her when she was a teenager was his birthright. And that really stuck with me. I think that is obviously something that Prince Andrew would deny. He does strongly deny all of this. He strongly denies having even met her. But he also paid, allegedly, £12 million to
settle the case against Virginia, who is no longer with us. She took her life, sadly, 6 months after writing this book.
Yeah, well, there's clearly much more to come on this, and on whether the royal family want to keep trying to draw a line under it. I'm not sure how that's going to work, because I feel like there's probably more to come, more emails, more revelations, one wonders. Emily, should we talk about something else, which is a new campaign which is asking for more support with paternity leave? I thought it was like that parental leave was the thing that people were talking about, where either parent could have it.
Yes, so, I mean, I am all over this. There is going to be a parliamentary meeting next Monday, which is calling for better parental pay. But this is coming from Pregnant and Screwed, which are a great organisation. And it's because, well, I mean, I've had 2 caesareans, so I know this personally. You need 6 weeks to recover after you have a caesarean. At the moment, statutory paternity leave is only 2 weeks. That does not work. There's no world in which that works. And 42% of babies are now delivered by caesarean, meaning that 230,000 mums are left to recover all alone whilst single-handedly raising a newborn.
You're not really meant to be doing any heavy lifting, so how do you get out of the house with a car seat or the pram in the back?
No, I mean, you can barely even put your shoes on, and it's...
And not everybody has parents or uncles and aunties around to help these days. You know, a lot of couples are, you know, on their own in certain towns and cities.
And we know the village is dissipating. You know, we know that maternal mental health and paternal mental health is suffering, and it's not too hard to work out why, as far as I see it. There's, you know, that's before we even consider the fact that self-employed parents, dads, aren't getting anything. They're not entitled to anything. That's 20,000 mums then left on their own after the caesareans that they have. And so Pregnant Then Screwed and Dad Shift UK have launched this new campaign highlighting this issue, and it's seeing billboards and social media posts with women's caesarean scars and their yellow poster over the top, basically saying paternity leave is a mother flipper in a bid to drive home just how harrowing it can be to be left stranded. A study of 5,000 employed fathers found that 74% want to fully embrace equal parenting, but still feel there's stigma around taking time off. And on that point, I think it is really important that we acknowledge that even the companies that are doing a really good job to give paternal leave, it's often a very difficult thing for dads to take, because in the same way that women suffer for taking the break, men don't want that, or maybe can't afford to if they are in that providing role. We know with cost of living that there is huge pressure on all families that they keep making, I mean, money to support their children. So it's not always an option to take the leave even when it is available. But I think whilst we fight very hard and rightfully for women to be in the office, whilst they need to be, you know, if we look at the statistics, both couples, both parents very often need to be working in this economy. If we're sending women into the office, we have to, by the same token, send men back home again. We can't have it that everybody's in the office. Women need better support, because otherwise, as it happens time and time again, the burden, unpaid labour, all falls on us. And oftentimes...
The mental load.
Yes. The huge mental load.
And often men don't want that. You know, often dads don't want that.
Yeah, and it's not just women who have had caesareans who are struggling physically after birth as well. I had a vaginal birth, but I had a forceps delivery and a episiotomy, God knows how many stitches, and I couldn't walk for several weeks. And I didn't change a nappy, I don't think, for the first week, because to physically stand up was far too painful. I thought my whole body was going to collapse. So I missed that week, and I felt sad about it. But because my partner is self-employed or freelance and could be there and be at home to support me, it was so incredibly necessary. But then there's my sister-in-law, and my brother went back to work 2 weeks after she gave birth, and I thought, I mean, the first 2 weeks you're breastfeeding the whole time, and it's really in week 3 and 4 when you need even more support, and that's when men are going back to work. I think it's appalling. And the mental health toll, even if you have a happy birth where nothing particularly went wrong, non-traumatic, the mental health impact of the hormones, giving birth, the trauma that your body has gone through is really, really difficult. And it's no wonder that one of the leading causes of death during or around childbirth is sadly, suicide, because women struggle so much.
Yes, that's right. So you just need more support. And actually, if your partner, the father of your child, newborn, can be around for longer, it would certainly help ease that burden. Yeah. Right, let's talk about this. Have you seen this? What do you think about this new presenter on the block? Let's take a look. Well, she's annoyingly good.
Yeah, she is. And her name's Aisha Gaban. She was presenting last night Channel 4's Dispatches programme, which was all about if AI could take over our jobs. But at the end of the documentary, it was revealed she is actually AI herself. I know. We are all yeah, in trouble, I think.
Yeah.
I can do that because she's not real.
But now you know. Could you think there's elements of it that you...
No, I think
no.
it's too good, isn't it?
It's very convincing.
I'm just very annoyed about this. But, I mean,
Yeah.
this is where we're going. I mean, what is the issue with this? I mean, would audiences care?
It's interesting, you know, because I think whilst it is a threat to a lot of jobs and a lot of industries, I do think in some areas, and this probably is one of them, people do crave connection, and I hope...
Yes.
I mean, I say that quite desperately.
Love me.
Yeah, but that's my hope always.
Yes.
There's a bit of novelty here, but
And a bit of imperfection as well. People want to know you for your warts and all.
And an
have
opinion and a thought.
Yeah, heaven
potentially.
forbid.
Well,
But it's
I
always a
don't
woman,
know
isn't
about
it?
that.
Doesn't have.
It's always
Yeah.
an AI woman that they replace, never the man.
Isn't it? Thank you, both of you. You will be long in our hearts here in real ways. You are more than welcome, flesh and blood and all. Oh, hi there. Thanks for watching our YouTube channel where we upload new videos every single day. Click here if you're interested in this video or head to the homepage for more amazing content.